You don't have to watch it, and nobody knows who you are. Nobody has to know who you are. I don't care. Love this. Oh, could do with like 5 more cracks in my neck. Very tired. It's not that late. It's been a long day though. The pressure to square away the script is very, very high. It's a weird feeling going from nobody knows about your ideas and nobody really cares to the same people that you wanting to attract or wanting to look for or whatever, and coming to you and asking, hey, they're basically like, when you're ready to go, let's go. Think about things that are getting in the way of that. And I don't think I've really suffered too much with a fear of rejection or a fear of failure. I've definitely suffered more with, or struggled more with, a fear of success and being misunderstood. That's why I made a whole movie about being misunderstood, because I have been a lot, and when it's by people who you care about, it somehow hits a little harder. Now I've really gotten to a point where I've let go. It's created some distance between me and some people who I think benefited from me really caring what they thought about me. From an outside looking in, and sometimes when I overanalyze it, it feels lonely, but I've never been happier with my life and my life choices. It's kind of interesting, and I never want to give up that freedom to do and be who I'm supposed to be. I realized that I was never going to be able to be my favorite versions of me. Success, overcoming blockages with regard to being seen, to being loved, to feeling deserving of what it is that I want, and have those people in my life. There's other people who will remain in your life, but maybe not as close. It's taken a while to get here. Sat at the banquet table, I know that the main course is coming, prime rib is coming out, and the reason why I know is all of the side dishes have arrived in advance, and I still haven't been able to really dig into many of them, if any, but they've arrived, and now I get to see them, and now they're in front of me. So by the time that my film's financed, it's kind of like step 1, right? You then have to make the movie and see how that goes. By the time it's financed, by the time season 2 to Netflix docuseries is out, I'm not even going to be all that surprised. It's been such a long journey that it's inevitable. And I'm feeling the pressure to square away my script. Filming in just over 4 weeks, the rest of the deck, and then I'll be done. It's not that I have 4 weeks to finish the script, because in order to secure certain people for the deck, I want to give them enough in advance that I can lock them in on those certain dates. So it really is down to me, and just starting to see who gives a shit, who supports, who doesn't support. It's not this grand test. Super supportive and super behind me and speaks so much encouragement into me, and I just knew, because I was just so encouraged to follow my dreams. I was not. I hate to say that, because I do love my family. I think that they wanted to believe, which is halfway there. I remember a conversation of like, I don't believe like you believe. And my response was, you don't have to believe as much as I believe. I believe more than I need anybody else to believe, because I believe. And this is a couple of years ago, and it was about this project. And what's funny is, at the time, even when I had just minus money and no car and no real support system, I didn't have like a full crew around me. I don't have a bunch of friends that were just like willing to film with me. I didn't have any of that. I'd studied filmmaking, I studied acting, I'd already made short films, but they were all off my own back and my own dime and stuff. That weirdly, even on my worst days, I always knew that I would be successful at this. On outside looking in, I don't think it looked too likely. I think people really thought that I was, I think that they just thought that I would either give up or fail. And then when I really started to believe in myself and really outwardly let people know how much I believed in myself, I think people really thought that I was kind of cuckoo. I went to the UK, it was clear that people thought that I was there to give up. Definitely would have preferred if I had. It was obvious that my unique mind, the way that I write, the way that I can rhyme, I think that Vivian Banks should drop a diss track, because I'm a really good wordsmith, and I think it would lend itself well to that. The poems and everything else, like, when people hear them, they don't know what the fuck to say sometimes, and I understand that, but I know how talented I am at them, and just other things in general, that when I share my work and people don't get it, like they're not getting how multifaceted it is, how talented I am to be able to do and say the things that I'm doing and saying, they don't really even humor me into kind of finding out why, right? So if I don't understand something, but I love somebody, they turn to me and they say, hey, I just performed some surgery today. I know nothing about that, but I want to know why this is so important. And they telling me, oh, well, I opened this valve up at this, and only 1 in 1,000 people have ever opened up this heart valve, and under an hour, blah, 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 blah. That was completely my imagination, by the way. It's not a real conversation, but that would be my conversation with somebody who I loved that was a surgeon. So it really hurt when I was in the backseat of a car and I was just saying my little poem, and the people in the front of the car just thought I was a fucking weirdo. And just little things like that made me see why I never thought that I could do the things that I'm doing and will do on a bigger and better scale, because I just was not encouraged to do that. And I'm scared to say that out loud, because it's like, oh, you're making so and so bad. It's none of that. I love everybody, but I definitely could have been encouraged way more. Just seeing how much people support and encourage me, it obviously sheds light on the people that really don't care to engage, that don't really care to know, the people who don't care. And that's their prerogative to not care, but it does mean that I feel quite distant from those people, because it's a huge part of my life. I think if I were having a baby, I would have so many texts and calls and congratulations and questions about what's going to happen, what's the name, and blah blah blah. But with regard to art and work and this project, the people who don't get it really don't get it. Sometimes do get it, or a little bit further out, they might not be that close to you, and that's what's kind of hard, to be so encouraged and lifted up and supported by people who you didn't expect it from, and then they have no real encouragement from the people that you would like it from. The blessings come closer. It just makes you think about the people who really helped you on your journey, and whatever that journey is to you, not only just filmmaking aspect, but also just encouraging me as a human being and helping heal and hold space for somebody who clearly went through some things that they will fuck with your confidence. I'm not here to point the finger, but the truth is, when people really break your heart and really disrespect you and really talk down on you and assume that you can't do and can't achieve, and that you're not good enough, and that you're not hot enough, and you're not this enough, and you're not from that place or whatever, that shit really broke me down. And in some cases it broke me down very quietly and over a long period of time, and sometimes it's just a bang. And either way, it was a big fuck you to me. It's taken this long for me to get me back, to get my confidence back, and to get my, like, I don't give a fuck what you think of me. I don't care if this movie hurts anybody in my life, and I don't even care how that sounds either, because it is my way of transmuting a really shitty experience. Actually, I could look at it through rose-tinted glasses, and I did 3 years ago when I wrote. It's not this movie, because this movie is so different to that movie, but I wrote a movie with 2 characters in it, which was very through rose-tinted glasses, and I knew that I needed that to get it out of my system. This movie is not about that person, it's about me now. That's a really nice feeling, and even a few weeks ago, I don't think I fully felt like that. I still felt like, oh, this thing is gonna break your heart, and like, no, I don't feel like that anymore. You don't have to watch it, and nobody knows who you are. Nobody has to know who you are. I don't care. And I think that has cemented a certain decision of a scene that I wanted to keep in, and I knew would be a good area of discussion and selling point to the movie. Probably going to be super controversial, and that's what I like. So we're going to see. Maybe it's taken out through the next insert a finite amount of time. During development and production and post, obviously you can take anything out, but I hope it's kept in. I'm so glad I got to this point, and I'm glad that I see the people who really just turned around to me as soon as I had this idea, or as soon as I vocalized this idea, because I've had it for a while, to them. Some in film, some not in film, just turned around and said, you know, what do you need? Like, how can I help? What, you let me know. Those words alone hold real value to me, and the absence of them, I feel. And it's definitely not something that I would never say to someone's face. I'd say all the shit to someone's face, but I feel it's time for bed. I have felt discouraged to be like authentically myself. It has hindered my progress in life only by me abiding by those like confides, because I could have said fuck you sooner. Literally just do whatever the fuck I want to do, which sounds like I would be on some kind of rampage, but I don't want to actually go on a rampage. What the fuck I want to do, it impacts the world in a very positive way. That's what's fucked up. I'm thinking, why wouldn't you encourage your child to be their authentic self and to encourage other people to do that and to follow their dreams and to dream big? And it just doesn't make any sense to me. So there's a disconnect. It's just the truth. It is what it is, which is the truth. That's it. I'm so over it. It's funny. I'm very tired. I'm waking up really early in the morning to write before I run and go to work. And for anybody watching, you can do it. You can do it. You can do it working 2 full-time jobs for minimum wage. You can do it. It might take you a little bit longer, whatever, it might blah blah blah, insert some different changes, some different scenarios, some different routes, but you can do it. And I'm going to be living proof on a very not substantial, yeah, substantial. I'm going to be living proof that you can do it from any beginning. And it's going to be very obvious in a tangible way. I think like up until now, definitely right now, people are really the people around me really know it's about to pop off. And then eventually it's going to be seen. But what's sad is when it does pop off, it's like going to be a little late for some people, because if I don't trust you, I won't tell you the inner workings of everything. I'm just gonna post the Variety article. I'm not gonna, if I hit you up to try and work with you and you're like, whatever, I'm like, okay, whatever. I'll see you on the other side of whatever the fuck. I don't care. It's more of a thank you to people who really believed in me. Super special, super grateful, and it really is the making of the best version of me, which is I feel like everybody's own goal is to be just the better and best version of themselves. So there's people who've really helped me with that, and I couldn't be more grateful to them. Yeah. I'm tired. I gotta go. Good night.